Alright folks, here we are. We got episode 72. Abomination Vault's Goodness, Pathfinder 2E. Oh, we're having a good time here. We're gonna pick up where we left off. Last episode. Got the party gathered in the little safe room here. Doors barricaded. I hope. And yeah, we're gonna see what their next move is. They've got some ideas. So let's jump right into this. Snacks are distributed. We're all set with hero points. Everybody gets a hero point. Kyle's going to get a second one to start the session because he's going to do the pickup or the recap. Man, what's going on today? He's going to do the recap, so he gets an extra hero point. Before we get to that, let's do the introductions of our little cast here. Tell us the class you're playing and your level. One thing I haven't done recently is indicate what level you guys are. That's always a interest to people that watch this. On what level are they? But yeah, we're all level 7. Or they are. So yeah, let's do our introductions. We're going to start with Bjorn. Kyle.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing? I'm Kyle. I play Bjorn, the 7th level human fighter cleric, a multi-class. He's a tall man, strong man, ex-soldier, decorated, and then decided he was going to no longer put down the innocent for other people's gains in personal war, so he decided he was going to enlist with the Faith of Iomade and found himself in the Starstone Isle, and eventually here into the Abomination Vault. So we are going to find out more about Bjorn, possibly. But that's the basic rundown. Tall guy, 7'1".
Yeah, kick ass. Awesome. Okay, Kyle, and we're gonna go to Rachel playing Cypher. What's going on, Rachel?
Nothing much. Today I'm playing Cypher. She is originally a bard, but has kind of stopped those studies to get into a more roguish spirit, and that's kind of come in handy as she's taken extreme interest in the Gauntlet. And although she knows it's been well picked over, she has high hopes that there'll be some really good things to steal deeper as they go. And as she does travel with this party, she realizes, wow, this is way deeper than she thought or could have imagined. But she's still waiting for something really nice to take home.
There she is.
Show all her other elf friends. Because she totally has those. She's not a loner.
Okay, that's good. Okay, you're starting off with the hero point. And we've got Karma. You're next. Introduce yourself.
Alrighty. Hi there. I'm Karma, and I play Karma Sunseeker, the war priest of Iomade. Only recently, couple 2 or 3 sessions ago, joined the group, but she was kind of given a calling by Iomade to help the companions, and was determined to find them, and then did. So she's helping them out now with some healing and some buffs and stuff like that, and I look forward to trying a whole bunch of new spells.
Excellent. You got a hero point. I'm going to go to Lyra. Dizzy.
Hello, I play Lyra Lightbringer, the champion of the group. She is your defender in training because she's trying to make sure she keeps herself trained so she doesn't lose her sanity with this group. Right now she's just ensuring to keep all good, make sure everybody stays together, and most of all, try to make sure that she or anybody else doesn't wander away, causing mayhem and panic.
Awesome. A good plan. You're doing good with this character, Dizzy. Doing good. We're gonna move on to Jesse.
Hey guys, I play a 7th level fighter, Valfor. He is the impatient, impetuous fighter of the group. His main focus is to have Belcor's head in a bag soon, and he can't wait to get down there.
Yes, sir, indeed. All right, Jesse, you get a hero point. You're all set for the night. You're playing remotely, by the way. Not that I need to remind you, but anyone curious? Jesse's playing remote tonight. All right, let's get into this. Kyle, give us a recap briefly as possible.
Yes, sir. When last we left our intrepid band of adventurers, we had fallen asleep and began to snooze and slumber. I believe somebody was on watch later on in the night, and they heard footsteps, stopped at the door, and then ran back the other way. Outside of that night was uneventful as we then crusaded on. We had made the ultimate decision. We were going to go down and engage the Shangri-La behemoth that we had seen in the bottom of the arena. Little did we know what was waiting for us down there. It was a really intensive battle. It was not a quick battle by any means. Me and Valfor tried to use some tactics as best as our
Excellent. Thanks for that, Kyle. Get your extra hero point for the night. So, after fighting some creatures, some of those, what are they called? Those little slug-like, slimy things that explode. Grothlets, after fighting more of them, they seem to be all over the place. Almost like they're patrols of some sort. Finished off a bunch of them, and then made your way back to the safe room, and now you're ready to rumble, you're ready to go again, you're all invigorated after some exertion and exercise fighting those creatures. You're ready to explore some more, see what's going on. So, what does that sound like as you've gathered in this room and you start to make some plans and prepare yourself? What is that conversation, Bjorn?
Cypher. They can buff us with spells. Cypher, I know you know quite commanding magic along with yourself, Karma. Very useful the last fight. I thank you both.
Thank you.
Now, let's quit dicking around and be about it.
Yes, and Karma, I know Bjorn's words seem so authoritative, but feel free to wander as you'd like. Don't feel tethered should we get into some sort of quarrel with another creature down here. I can take care of my own. Perhaps he's just not willing to admit that sometimes he himself needs a little bit of assistance, so maybe find yourself in the middle, available to all.
At least he'll stand and fight and not run.
We all stand and fight. We all have to run sometimes.
Kazing.
And she looks directly at Cypher.
Wow.
And Cypher's like, well, when it comes down to it, when we take care of this business, who will still be here? It will be I, because I know when to run from the battle to win the war. And she just kind of muddles the rest of the saying, losing interest.
Shrugs and she goes, at least I'm not the one who's going to be running like a coward whenever I die a hero's battle.
Death comes for us all, Lyra, hero or not.
Well, Bjorn,
Let's go.
unless we want to talk more and argue, I think it's time you lead the way.
Everything just went black.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me take you right where you need to be, and then we'll pick up from there. Now you're going back to that chamber where you're listening at the door where there was a laughing sound.
Yes, sir.
There are red words on my screen that I did not recognize before.
You find yourself in a hallway beyond what looked like a secret door. And it is the chamber ahead where you fought that battle and you had that door that you listened to in the west wall. You guys can move in there.
Also, Brett's Bjorn has the light spell on his shield as well.
Okay, light source is also on Karma. So we have 2 light sources, that's always a good plus. As opposed to a bad plus. Cypher goes invisible. Alright, you found yourself back in this chamber. Overlooking to the south, you can see the arena below. The observation. The bodies of the creatures still lie here. You can see them. The room has not been disturbed since you were last in here. Smells of death and decay. You have a door in the west and a door in the north.
I'm just gonna head to that northern door. Where he had the laughing before.
You do so.
And he is gonna look back to the rest of the group, make sure that they're ready. And he will.
You
open
still
it.
hear the laughter?
I don't know, but I can make a perception check.
You press your ear against the door and you listen carefully. You hear an occasional laugh. clank
Yes.
of a... sounds like a mug.
I have a feeling we just went full circle. Bjorn's gonna open the door.
Can you... There you go. You see a set of steps that rise.
Right, I'm going up.
And as you go up the steps, you can hear louder and louder the sounds of conversation. Sounds familiar.
I think we found another entrance to the tavern. He's gonna walk up and open that door as well.
Maybe just peek in.
Yeah, he'll just crack it open just to see around there.
Give me a stealth check.
Oh boy.
Are you glowing with light? Never mind.
I am.
Maybe have Cypher peek in before you open the door.
Yeah. Alright, Rogue, go check out this door. See if my hunch is correct.
Now,
Yes.
when she peeks into that door, there will still be light coming from Cypher, from where she's standing. You've got light shining on her. So if you want to shut the door and leave her in the dark to open that door, it's how you want to do this. I'm just saying, when she opens that door, light's going to come through. Your light spell shoots light 40 feet.
She closes the door behind. Believe your light will be a distraction and kind of stop what we're trying to do, so. Bloop.
You're plunged in darkness. You see nothing.
I see with my dark vision.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
She has no problem slinking into the shadows. I feel almost as if I was born for this. Now what's behind the door? And she slowly creaks it open and tests to see if it's unlocked and things like
Make
that.
a stealth. Okay. You can hear the voices. You can hear them. You slowly pull the latch of the door and begin to push it open so carefully with your fingertips. There's no light in the chamber beyond, but it's no matter. Your keen eyesight pierces the darkness. You see the gray tones of movement. Complete silence. Without a creak, the door opens and you look inside. You've passed through here before. This is, in fact, the tavern, known as the Warped Brew Tavern. The motion that you see, the shadowy movements of these gray-fleshed creatures are the ghouls. You see them. You also see... You can go ahead and open that door. You also see a creature, a very large creature that you've not seen before, Cypher, at the bar. Very large, nasty-looking beast.
Hey, Sheppy's wife.
We need to reunite the two. Where's Sheppy?
They don't seem to notice you.
Alright. Do I go in Do I tell my buddies where this connects to, or do I join them for a drink and tell them that I too have? What is the term that we've used where they're transformed?
Flesh warpers.
Flesh warp. I could tell them that I am flesh warped. How do you think I reached 6'7"? I was once a gnome.
Oh dear.
I want my lies to work. Gosh darn it. No, okay, so since it doesn't appear that anybody's detected her, she will quietly close the door and return to the others, feeling that they need to be notified. As much as she likes to be a loner, she is in a team. So she comes back, opens the door, and it appears the tavern is just above these stairs. Nobody has noticed me, at least. If they did, they would be coming after me, I'm sure. Some unknown being just sneaking around. Is this where we wanted to head, in this specific direction?
Another door here. That would explain why we heard laughter.
Yes. They're having quite the time up there.
Perhaps we should check out this door to the west and then return to the tavern.
Yes, let's do that.
I
I
agree.
Couldn't hurt, right? Famous last words?
That's what we all say. And
Yes, I'm gonna close that door as well.
Bjorn will move over and take a listen at this one.
Go ahead, perception, blind. You hear scraping noises, like something very sharp is dragging along the stone floor or wall.
Back up, Valivor, on me. There's something scraping the wall inside. Are we ready
I'll
for a
move
fight?
beside him. I got your back.
We ready for a fight?
Yes, just open the door. Let's get this over with.
Bjorn's gonna kick the door open. May I say?
This room bears the rich stench of rot. Doors to 4 stalls prominently appear at the east end of the long hallway. That's where you're standing. Let me rephrase that. Peering inside to both the north and the south of this chamber, you see what looks like 4 doors. 4 little chambers, perhaps. However, the door itself the doors themselves are kind of set inside the door frame. There's like a 6-inch gap at the top of the door and a 6-inch gap at the bottom of the door. Each of these 4 doors have this big gap where you could, if you wanted to, you could probably look under there or reach under. There's no light in this chamber. It's complete darkness, except for your light. To the right of you, bring in just a little bit. To the right of you, you can see there's this wooden lever right against the eastern wall, right to your right, Bjorn, right next to you as you peek in. Yeah.
Did you turn my light on?
No, I just noticed that. You want me to turn it on?
Yeah, he would have it up as well.
There you go.
A lever here.
The corridor continues to the west. And you see curtains on both the north, south, and the end of this long hallway. There's curtains.
Bjorn will slowly begin.
Valifor, you're keeping an eye close ahead. You see the curtains as well. You notice the doors to the north and south of where you're currently situated. You see these...
Do the curtains have anything on them? Like tapestries, or are
You'd
they
have
just
to-
regular curtains?
You'd have to move further into the room to investigate the curtains. Do you want to do so?
As Bjorn makes his way up, I'll take a look as we get closer.
Okay, you do also notice the doors, the wooden doors to the north and south, but a little over 5 feet away from you. They have these
Perhaps
6-inch
the
gaps
sliver
on the
opens
top
those
and the bottom.
doors.
Bjorn's going to move up there, and he's going to wait for the others to follow in.
As the others come in, you all hear it. All of a sudden, you hear a scratch along the stone floor. None of you catch any movement, but you hear something beyond one of those doors scratching on stone.
Can I tell from what direction, north or south?
Well, it's coming from behind one of those 4 doors. Back here. You're not sure which one. Karma, if you'd like to make a perception check, maybe you could figure that out. Make it blind. Or Cypher.
Sure.
Cypher, you're in the room. You also can make... And... Yeah. You 3 can
Yeah,
make a
I'm
roll.
going to check this door. Like, not open it, I mean, like, just listening and see if that's the source.
You push your ear against the door, Cypher. You hear breathing behind the door.
There's something definitely living behind this one.
And
Or-
Karma, you
maybe-
heard the scratching as soon as you entered the room. It was quite clear. It came from the north. Beyond one of the doors to the north, you heard this dragging sound like a claw on stone.
This scratching, can Valfor hear it as well?
You heard it, but you don't know what direction. You have no clue. Only
Okay, can I
only
make a
Karma knows
perception?
that. Only Karma knows that.
Can I put
Can
my
I make a perception check to see if the noise is similar to the noise that the porcupine creatures were making?
No roll necessary. You can't tell. The sound stopped. It was only brief.
Can I put my ear up to the door
You can.
that I heard the scratching from?
You can. You move up to that northern door where you heard the sound of the scratching. You notice that there's this 6-inch gap above the door and below the door. You press your ear close to the door beyond, and you hear breathing. Something lies beyond the door.
Now, this is just my guess, but I think this is probably where they've housed their little pets for the arena. There's definitely something behind all of these doors. I'd imagine it's full.
Let's take our time then. Valifor, why don't you go with Cypher in the southern door? I'll go with Karma and we'll open the north.
Move yourself exactly where you would be.
Are you good with that plan, Valor?
He's on mute. Jesse, I don't know if that's on purpose or...
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'll move down. There was a lever, wasn't there?
There's a lever right next to where
Cypher.
Bjorn is standing.
Cypher sees Balafor looking for the lever. Don't you even dare touch that. That's probably a release lever. Do you want to be overrun?
I thought that's what we were doing.
Absolutely not. One at a time. We're veteran delvers, okay? Just looking at each one. There has to be strategy to this. I'm not going to get overrun and die here with all of you.
Larry's gonna take one step back into the other room.
What's the fun in killing them one at a time?
We
See?
can survive.
Very smart move, Lyra. We don't want to all die in the same space. Alright, one door at a time. Who wants to go first? Perhaps Karma? You look really interested in your door.
If there's something behind the door, I likely shouldn't be the person to open the door in the front.
As you reach to the door where there might be a latch, there is none. There doesn't seem to be a handle or way of actually opening the door.
Can I,
It's the lever. We need to use the lever.
before anyone does anything, can I just, you said there's a little gap underneath the door and above the door. Can I get really low to the ground and try to peek in?
6 inches is a half a foot.
So there's a good amount of space then.
Oh yeah,
Can I peek in?
you can. Do you have dark vision?
I have a light on.
You have a light. You can see underneath as you... What is your light on?
My shield.
Your shield? Okay, so you kind of put your shield down towards the ground and push it under a little bit, and just as you do, a claw reaches out almost to attack you. It just rips and tears at your shield, and you see it. It's gray flesh with long nails. And you hear it go, hiss! As soon as you do that and pull the shield back.
Easy, easy. I have a plan. What
Well,
if we
let's
don't
see.
fight them here? What if we fight them in the other chamber where Lyra is? We at least move around there a bit better.
What do you mean? I think this is a very... this is the perfect spot to fight them. We don't even have to release them. I can just kill them while they're trapped.
How many doors are inside that room in total?
4.
I think we counted 6? 8.
There are 5 of us compared to 8 doors that could hold more than 8. Do you really want to chance of us getting it overran?
Those doors to the west, those are not doors. They're just curtains.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's only 4 doors in here. They seem to be locked. The mechanism, there's a lever. Perhaps that opens them. Who knows? But something seems to be locked away behind these things.
Well, I still stand by what I said. I'm sure me and the other spellcasters... Heck, are these like wooden doors, or is it like a jail cell kind of situation?
There's no little portal to peek in through, except at the 6-inch bottom and top. They're just solid doors, like they're meant to contain something.
Balfour is going to stick his axe under his door to see if there's anything under there. At my door.
You hear a hiss, and a claw reaches out to grab you. Give me a reflex save.
Public or blind?
Public.
$22.
Okay, you just managed to pull away from this claw just in time. And you can see it's a gray flesh. Looks similar to...
Oh, there's more down here.
Looks similar to those ghouls you've seen, but somehow bigger, more ghastly.
Well, this is just guessing, but the lever is clearly tied to something in this room. We can assume it's these doors. Well, we don't have to address this now. Did any of you peek behind what's in the curtain area over there? We can investigate those.
I didn't, but we can.
Layra will move up and look at one of them.
Go ahead, move.
You said this one's locked, right?
Those are curtains.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a door showing.
Yeah, for us, its door is showing.
Yeah, so just click it. In other words, you're pushing the curtain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I imagine that's what that was for, yeah, to push the curtain.
Alright, she pushes the one in front of her open and looks inside.
What do you see?
Do you have a light source?
No, I don't.
You can't see nothing. Then.
I'll go with it.
Bjorn, join her. Well, what do you see?
You see what looks like a table. There's nothing else in here. You see what looks like a bucket on the other side. It looks like it has a little ladle inside. It looks very dusty, like it hasn't been used in a long time. Just a long wooden table.
Okay, let's check this other one over here.
Same thing. The table is in rougher shape. Hasn't been used in a long time.
Bjorn will move down to the next set and he'll open that one.
Same thing.
And he'll open the upper one.
Same thing. You feel it getting warmer where you stand, Bjorn, and very damp. More so
Temperature's
than
rising.
usual.
Seems to be getting warmer the closer we come down this hallway.
Well, watch yourselves. Sounds suspicious.
Do you want
Yeah,
to continue,
Valpor's
or
gonna
do
get up
you...
there.
Layra's gonna ask Bjorn, do you want to continue, or do you want me to step ahead and see?
I'll go. Bjorn will move up to that last door. Curtain. Sorry. It looks like a door. I'm used to doors. And he will slowly, with the tip of his blade, peel the curtain back. Shield up. Ready for action.
Don't forget to move me up before you open it.
I got you.
Another round room.
What is this, a bathhouse?
You
In the distant, like far away, you just hear Cypher mutter that. Is that what I think that is?
As you push the curtain, the room fills with light from your shield, Bjorn. You're hit with heat, damp heat. You see the glow of red stones sitting in the center of this round room. It is filled with steam. And your face feels it, and instantly you become wet, your face. You hear a shuffling noise, but you see nothing. All around the room, this round room, it looks like there's pressed against the wall, there's this, well, let me read it. This round sauna is constructed entirely from polished stone. A wooden bench lines the circumference of the room, save for the exit where you stand. At the center of the chamber stands a stone pedestal, topped with a heavy bronze bowl filled with red-hot rocks. A wooden bucket full of water rests next to the pedestal. Did you guys hear that?
No,
Yes. We're all kind of waiting for who's going to make the first move.
Bjorn will
Oh, I didn't
shield
know.
raised.
Oh, yeah, it's paused.
1 second. Okay. But you heard me read that, right? Because I'm not sure if I
Yeah.
was muted or not.
Yeah,
No,
I
we did
got
hear you. Yes.
it. And Bjorn will advance into the sauna, slowly moving toward the bucket of water.
Go ahead. The room fills with light as you enter it. And immediately, you see movement right next to you. And as you enter and fill the room with light, you see what looks like a gray, fleshed... He's almost camouflaged into the wall, but you see him in this room that is now lit. He's right next to you.
Give you one chance to yield.
He appears and he actually looks surprised when you acknowledge him, as if he was hiding from you. He's a strange fellow. You've never seen this type of individual before. He's almost camouflaged into the wall, almost chameleon-like. And he appears just as the image shows you. And you look surprised. Who are you?
My name is Bjorn. I'm part of the companions, searching to eradicate Valcora's presence in the Gauntlet. The town has been attacked. And who are you?
My name is Mershon, and I'm the greatest of warriors. And there's more of you. I can hear you coming. And he immediately dashes towards the door and peers behind the curtain. He's right behind you, Bjorn. And he's looking down the corridor. And the rest of you, you see this sudden gray face appear in front of you, Valafor.
Easy, great face. You're not going anywhere.
And he seems to be looking past you, seeing the others in the distance. I see.
Cypher waves.
I see. And he jumps back. Very athletic, this guy. And he lands on top of the bench here where he's located right now. Out of sight from the others beyond. So it's only you and him, Bjorn, in this chamber.
Yeah, Bjorn has weapons up.
He immediately starts almost mimicking a kata. He starts going left and right and falling into a stance while he's balancing himself perfectly on this bench.
How about you settle down before you hurt yourself?
He immediately leaps into the air and does a somersault. And lands right there.
Lyra's gonna step up past Valathor. And then she's gonna just kind of stick her head in, and she's gonna go, "Is the bath ready yet, or are you still gonna continue to fiddle around in there?"
You see this gray-fleshed creature, Lyra. You're not sure what he is. He's not like a ghoul, although his flesh is kind of similar. He's kind of actually blending in with the stone, and he's actually kind of difficult to see because of that.
I do not wish to fight you, creature, but if you stand in my way,
Does the creature react to Lyra's words that she said?
No.
Does it speak at all?
You can hear another voice in the chamber, besides Bjorn's and Lyra. You're not in the room.
Okay, well, let's see here.
He's
Did
just
you all
like,
manage
he's
to
like
get up?
bouncing around the chamber, Bjorn. He's throwing these fists and kicks. He's not being threatening to you, but he's like practicing. He's like not even paying attention to you.
I will say it in undercommon. Who are you?
I think he gave you his name, didn't he? His name is Mercian.
Yeah.
Mercian, yeah. What are you doing down here? I'll rephrase that for you, friends.
I'm practicing for my upcoming fights in the arena. I am one of the best warriors in here. And he starts throwing these punches and kicks. Kicks. The like of which you've never seen before.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, and he's saying all this in undercommon, but we defeated the Shangri-Gal in the arena. The behemoth. So I doubt there's anything left to fight in the arena now.
That's no matter to me, he replies in undercommon. And then he takes pause. As if he falls into some thought. The only one I wish to fight is Vishari. Yes, that would be a good fight. If only. And then he looks over towards you, Bjorn, looks towards the curtain. He sees only Lyra's face peering into the room. Or perhaps you would make a good opponent.
I wouldn't try it, but
Good practice, maybe. And he throws some more kicks and punches.
who was this individual you were speaking of a moment ago that you wanted to fight? Do you know where they are?
Of course. She is skilled. Maybe as skilled as me. She would be a challenge. Yes, she would. But I doubt that will happen. She runs the tavern.
She's
No.
the Drider.
The Drider? No, not the Drider.
Could you take us to her?
I have no time for that.
Lyra's gonna speak up. If you take us to her, I'll fight you to test you.
Alright, so the person he describes is the owner and maintainer of the tavern. Alright, the tavern, where the ghouls hang out. I don't know if the other characters ever met the owner of the tavern. But if you wanted to find her, you'd probably have to go up to the tavern. He's not going to be bothered with showing you where she is. He goes back to his katas.
Can you tell me of the 4 doors at the entrance of this chamber? What's housed there? He's saying all this in undercommon, by the way.
You're curious, are you?
I am.
He begins to move towards the curtain. And he pulls the curtain out of the way, looking at you, Lyra. He's standing right in front of you. Well, let me show you. And he begins to move past you, Lyra. Does any of you stop him? He's heading towards the four rooms that were of the locked.
Lyra does.
Your own wall, yeah.
And he pulls back slightly. I thought you were curious.
She's gonna throw her arm out, kind of making kind of a slight barrier with herself. She's gonna look at the creature dead eye and go, if this turns out to be some trick and you're trying to get us all killed, those creatures that you're trying to take us to will be the least of your problems.
Hey, just tell me what they are.
He immediately leaps into the air, surprisingly quickly. Lands over your head, or lands just beyond your head on the other side of that little glowing rocks there. And he lands with a slap of the feet. His feet are bare. You ask me silly questions. I have no time for this. You asked for what is beyond? Go look yourself. I am going to practice. And he begins to throw his katas again. His punches, I mean.
And Undercommon, Bjorn's going to speak up. If you can help me and my friends, I will spar with you and test your valor.
He stops and he pauses. Oh, just me and you, is it? Okay. Let's do it. And he lands right here. And he immediately begins to put the moves on you. Okay, we're going to go into initiative. Just Bjorn, just this creature.
Bjorn's going to look back to Lyra and Valfor. If he kills me, maim him.
He's dead.
Okay, you're going to get no bonus to this, just a straight up perception. Shield is not raised. I'll let you have your raised shield, actually.
Is your intention to kill this guy?
No, I'm here to spar with him.
If you don't speak Undercommon, you don't know what the conversation is. Bjorn
Cypher heard that.
Bjorn seems to be using Undercommon. The creature spoke in Common and Undercommon. Okay. Let's begin. Bjorn, you're up first.
I'm really not good at pulling my punches. Bjorn's gonna move here, sort of dashing around kind of quick like himself. Or he's going to... How would I say I want to do this? I want to hit this guy with my longsword, but I want to hit him with my pommel. Non-lethally.
You're going to take a penalty on your attack roll. I think it's -2, or is it -4? Using a lethal weapon non-lethally has a penalty associated with it to hit, which we'll do manually. Just make your attack roll and we'll give it a -2 or 4. I don't know which one it is.
That's a 37, that's critical hit.
Let's see what his armor class is. That will be a critical hit. However, it won't be a critical hit if... Oh, you get a natural 20? No. It won't be a critical hit if... this non-lethal attack penalty kicks in. Which it does, and it will make it non-critical. So you're going to do a normal success with it. It's got the non-lethal trait, so roll your damage. You hit. Be normal.
Gonna take 9 points.
9 points of non-lethal damage. Okay. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it did. Okay.
And then he's gonna, for his last action, try to like knee him in the rib cage.
seem to
That's
have... Nope, you missed.
And that's all I got.
All right, so you got the jump on him. You throw a little left and a right and a slash with your weapon. With the pommel, anyway. Did do some damage, but not much. He's next. He immediately puts himself in this strange stance. His leg falls back. His left arm rises in the air. You can tell he's in some type of battle stance. Okay. Let me see.
Is going into a stance a manipulate action?
No. Not in this case. It's a fighting stance. All right, and then he immediately, from this stance, he immediately throws a series of blows at you. From the, you can feel the tear of the fingernails from his flesh, so it's kind of ripping at you. He's gonna make a strike here. And that's going to hit.
What was it?
I don't know, it's not telling me again. It says it's hit. It says hit by +1. Let me see here. Let me switch to private GM roll.
If it's a hit and he takes damage, I'm going to be using Liberating Step.
If it's a hit, only +1, I'm going to use Reactive Shield.
Alright, that time it missed, but it showed me the roll. So let me make a third attack, and this one will count. I had a hit and a miss. So evidently I can't use blind GM roll on myself anymore. It doesn't show me the frickin' roll.
Oh, I had that same issue last week. You can still do a private roll, but we'll know when you're rolling, just not what you're rolling, I believe.
Alright, so see if you see the mystery dice appear, because I'm about to make a roll.
I don't see any question marks.
Okay, here it comes.
Yeah, didn't see anything.
Did you see anything there?
Nope.
Okay, it's not showing it when I roll then, because it's private. Alright. Alright. He goes into this stance, Bjorn, and all of a sudden you see a series of flurry of blows come in your direction. And you easily dodge the initial ones, but the second one manages to strike you. You're going to take some normal damage here.
How much did it hit by?
It's going to be, well, you're going to find out in a minute. 14 points.
Liberating Step.
Bludgeoning.
Balfour's going to grab her. Wait, don't step in. It could turn deadly.
Alright, you're using your liberating step. Is he 15 feet away?
Let me double check.
5, 10, 15, 20?
Nope, he's more than 15 away from me.
Alright, you'll have to join the initiative. Which we'll do in the next round if you wish to do something. You're going to take that full 14 points of bludgeoning damage, Bjorn. In addition, as these impact you, you feel the rip and tear of the flesh as well. You're going to take some extra damage. This is going to be some slashing. 7 points of slashing damage. So 21 points of damage total were laid onto you. And just get one more action. Hold on, Larry. There's nothing you can do right now. You're not in the...
I know, I was just going to say at the next turn, Leora will step in.
Aren't you grabbed?
Yeah, I thought Valor stopped you.
Yeah, I did. This is
Immedi-
between them until we things go bad.
He immediately pulls
Mhm.
himself back with a step.
Yeah. Oh, he stepped at it.
He did. While maintaining this vicious stance. All right, so Layra, your intention is to enter the chamber and join the fray?
It is, however, she's apparently grabbed by Valthor.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll put everybody in the initiative since we all seem to be concerned about what's happening, okay? Okay, so go ahead and roll your perceptions. As you hear Bjorn tangling with somebody. Fists are flying. Ah!
Right, he about to find out.
Go ahead, Cypher. Alright, I'll roll Cyphers. Nope. She got it. Okay, let's go to the next round. Starts with Bjorn.
Taking a step. That's a critical hit.
Oh.
And this time it will be slashing. That's going to be 48 points of slashing damage,
Wow.
and it is off guard until the start of my next turn, i.e. round 3.
Are you doing normal damage?
Yep.
Alright, then it's a
He
critical
did it to me.
Okay. 48 points of bludgeoning, slashing damage.
And it is off guard.
Okay, and it's off guard. So the start of your
Okay.
next turn?
Mm-hmm. So round 3. As a free action, Bjorn's going to look to Lyra and see the tangle up with Valipor and Lyra, and he's just going to say, "I've got this." And I'm going to use, for my final action, I'm going to use Exacting Strike. Oh, I can't use Exacting Strike. It's press. I can't do that. My bad. I've already attacked once. That's my bad. Yeah, he's just going to try another attack. Slashing. I will hear a point.
Crash, your blade strikes against that little brass thing full of stones.
That's normal hit. I am liking this targeting thing, Prince. I'm liking this a lot.
What'd you use, a hero point?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
10 points.
10 points of slashing.
Ah! You cut deep into him. He is now injured.
You can yield at any time.
Okay, you're done?
Yes, sir.
Alright, it's his turn to take action. He's going to take a step as he falls back from you. He's going to take a stride. He's moving up to Lyra. What is your reflex DC?
Reflex DC. It's a +9 modified.
10 plus your reflex bonus. What is it?
19.
What's yours, Valifor? Your reflex DC.
Reflex is 23.
23?
Yep, plus 13.
He easily rolls between your legs, stands up in front of you, Valafor, and sidesteps you easy. He gets behind you. 5, 10, 15, 20. Right, let's see. Okay. What is your reflex DC, Karma? 10 plus your bonus for reflex saves. Whatever it is, add 10 to it.
Okay, reflex save 10 plus 10. So 20.
Okay. Let me roll this before I get to Valafor. Okay. Valafor, you see him. You could make an attack of opportunity if you wish. He's tumbling between your legs, all of you, getting behind you. If you'd like to do that, make an attack of opportunity for Valafor.
You want to give him a go, bub? I'm going to give him a go, Fritz.
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, and it's a miss.
Hero point that.
Yes, sir. That's a critical hit.
You nail him with your blade as he tries to tumble through your legs. Go ahead and roll critical damage.
22 points of slashing damage.
One, 2, 5 feet. He gets beyond you, Karma. You were surprised by this. 5, 10. What is your reflex DC, Cypher?
25.
As he tries to slide between your legs and get around the other side of you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Which he does so with ease. All right, so he's done. He's standing next to the lever. Valafor, you're next. So he gracefully tumbled through all your spaces there with ease. And yeah, made good his escape. You're up next, Valafor.
Yeah, I'm going to have Valafor pursue.
Yep, I'll chase him down.
It'll take him 2 move actions to get there. Oh, you got 1 action left, Valafor. What are we doing?
I'm going to attempt to knock him down. I have to hit him first.
You can't do that, bub.
It's 2 actions.
Moves to get down here.
Alright, just a regular hit.
Coming up. That's critical.
Okay.
30 points of slashing damage.
Ah! Please work.
That's all Jess can do.
All right, you cut deep into him. He's badly injured. He's grabbing at his waist and he's starting to breathe heavy. And he's standing right next to the lever. He's reaching for it.
Attack of opportunity.
No, I'm not saying you get that. You already used it anyway. He's not taking an action.
Not this turn. That was last turn, wasn't it?
He's not taking an action. I'm just being
Okay.
descriptive with my words here.
It's reaching for it.
You're done. It's going to go to Lyra.
Sacrificing 2 actions to move up.
striding twice.
Moving there to flank.
Okay, that's a step.
And her last action, she's going to strike.
I guess that wasn't a step. Go ahead. Let's see.
Actually, I'm going to... Can I hear her point that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hear point. $35 crit.
All right, that is a crit hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
26 plus will be 22 plus 4 light damage.
So 26 damage.
Yep.
That really
also-
cut into him.
He's also flat-footed.
Yes, I know. He's flat-footed. Also, disrupting on a critical hit the undead. The undead is also enfeebled. I don't think he's undead.
Is he?
No. He's not
Okay.
undead. Target is made off guard by the attack becoming off guard until the start of its next turn. Well, it's off guard anyway.
Yep.
Alright, so I guess you're done. We're going to go to Karma. Poor Cypher's last with a 19. What happened
Alright.
with that?
Well, if you guys kill him, and we probably could have talked to him, well, all you guys. I wanted to steal the medal around his neck and work with him that way, but
So,
what's Karma gonna do?
So, if you declare your attack as non-lethal, which you can do, like Bjorn did initially with his pommel of his axe or whatever he's using his sword, that will give your attack the non-lethal trait, which means if you take him to 0 hit points, he's not dying. He's just unconscious. But you have to state it for your attack. Otherwise, it's going to be normal, which is lethal. You have to go out of the way and say that. You'll take a penalty to hit. But in other words, you can use a lethal weapon non-lethally. You just got to say that you're using it that way and take a penalty to hit. All right.
Well, she rolled a 20, so she hit anyway.
Lyra? That's all I see on the thing here. I'm not talking about her. Whoever wants to, if you want to keep him alive, I'm saying. He's not dead yet.
Okay, well, I definitely want to hit him with a daze.
Daze spell?
Yeah, let me link it. Cast it.
Go, Karma. Get him, Karma.
Put that in the chat. Daze. All right, so you attempt to daze him. What does that look like, Karma? That spell?
It's a super, like a really bright light kind of flies like into his eyes, and tries to stun him with its radiance.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage.
Roll my damage.
6 points. You got a success, so he's only partially affected by this daze. But he shakes his head, he shakes it off, but he's also very beaten up. He looks in bad shape, but definitely your spell had some effect on him.
My final move is going to cast guidance on Cypher.
That damage, by the way, from her spell that she just did is considered non-lethal. So he wouldn't be killed by a daze.
Yeah.
And what did you say, Karma?
I want to put guidance on Cypher.
Okay. More magic. Okay, Cypher, you have guidance. Drag those to your token, as you know. And we're going to go to Cypher.
All right. I guess now while he's half, or more than half dead, near death, I'll give wise words to this. Surrender, or I fear you may not survive. We can talk through this. Those are just some of the words Cypher's directing, and I'm using this action to just talk with him.
Coerces, exploration, intimidate. We'll do a demoralize thing. That's in combat. So for one action you want to spend to do that and try and get him to surrender? We'll roll some dice if you want to try it. Maybe he'll just give up.
I'd rather roll diplomacy. Like, demoralize, I don't want to do this so negatively.
Alright, do a request.
Like, I want to see you live. Perhaps don't run away and don't attack.
Okay, that'll be similar to a request. Go ahead and make your diplomacy
Mm-hmm.
roll. Takes one action.
Well, looking at how dissatisfied he is with our company, I don't think that'll work, because I think it's an automatic failure if you place a request on somebody who is not friendly towards you.
We'll put it this way, the DC would be pretty high. But
Yeah.
he's also near death, so maybe it's not as high. So
You know what? I'm gonna throw that deception out there, and I'm gonna lie to him. I gotta do it at least once,
okay.
and tell him if you run away, you'll never be able to face that name of the lady that was mentioned. I do speak under common, so I did hear the conversation. I just I did write it down. Oh geez, but where? So many little papers. Mershan?
Yep, that's it.
Yes. If you leave, you'll never be able to face them. We will hold our attack. You must give us information in return, and I will lead you to this person, and they'll fight you.
Alright.
The way you wanted it.
You're speaking in common, I assume.
Yeah, she'll speak in common so everybody else can also hear this conversation.
Okay, deception. Or lie. Deception.
Yes. I'll send it to you. Actually, you know what? I don't have to send it. My deception DC is 28. And if I have to roll, it is a 28.
You rolled a 28?
I don't have to because I have assurance with deception, and my deception is plus 18. So that's 28.
Okay, let me check his perception. DC. Alright, so. And once again, what did you lie to him? What was the
I was just
exact
about to say,
wording?
to reiterate,
Yes.
I'm lying to this guy, telling him if he flees now and doesn't surrender, which there is no shame if he does, we will assist you and, like, set up the fight, the one you've always dreamed of, a fair match between you and that opponent, and not with Bjorn, but the one you truly wish to fight, and I will give you another medal. One much superior than the one that hangs upon your neck.
He hears your words. Is there anything else you're doing?
It depends if this works or not.
Okay, so he's hearing your words, but we don't know his reaction yet, so we're going to take a pause there and go to the next round.
I could also try to. Nah.
If you have two actions, you can ready an action. Just in case.
I was gonna say, can I just like go up and hug him? I'm just trying to prevent him from reaching the lever.
Go ahead.
I guess I would use another action to ask everybody, request my party members to, sheathe your weapons or hold back. Let's see how he feels about this offer. And then,
Well, if he pulls that lever, I'm cutting his arm off.
Fair. All right. And you can always delay your turn or ready the action. But, that's it for me.
All right. So, as he works his way down the hallway past you, and you follow in hot pursuit, Lyra and Valifor, taking some shots at him, cutting him down. He was reaching for the lever as he was making his way down this hallway, but you managed to catch up and cut into him deep. And it's just then that Cypher steps forward. Wait, everyone! And she gives this dialogue to this guy and says, hey, we'll set stuff up for you. We'll set stuff up for you. There's no dishonor in giving up. We don't want to kill you. We'll set it up for you, this fight. What do you think about that? He acknowledges her words and takes pause, although his arm is still reaching out towards the lever. There is a moment. And Bjorn, you hear all this nonsense going on beyond the curtain down below. What do you do?
Bjorn's gonna start heading that way.
Okay, make your strides.
Won't let me move it anymore.
Where do you want to go?
I want to get to right there, yeah.
Any further?
No.
Okay. Anything else? I think you got at least one more action.
Yeah, for his last action, Bjorn's gonna, come up behind Cypher, who's very tall. But he still towers over. Indeed, spar is over. You fought well. Now, it's time to not fight.
Okay, so you're lowering your weapons. All right, Merchant is next. He stops. He takes pause. He acknowledges your words, Cypher. All right. I've had enough. If you could set up the fight, it'd be a dream of mine. Yes. But please don't. I've had enough. And he kind of falls down to both knees, staring at the floor. Valifor, what do you do?
I swear to Desna, Valifor, if you...
Do I let it live?
Well, you're not outright evil, and you see that he's just surrendered and is no threat to your friends or yourself. So I think it would be kind of leaning towards evil to just haul off and kill him. There's really no benefit as a neutral good. What are you? Are you true neutral or something?
No.
You could do what you want.
I'll look at my sheet. I forget.
You could do what you want.
It's chaotic neutral.
Yeah, so.
But I would probably say that's an evil act. Helpless foe.
I could knock him out.
You could.
I could non-lethal strike him.
Yeah, you'll get like a -4 to your attack, or -2.
Yeah, I'm going to knock him out.
All right, go ahead.
I'll use the butt of my axe to do it.
See what you get.
That's a miss.
Oh, that hit him.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Your blow comes down and he just manages to dodge out of the way. You traitors! Now you try to kill me!
No, wait a minute. I have a hero point. I'll use it.
Do you? No, you don't, bub.
Oh, I used it already. That's funny because it says I hit him. He is flanked, you know.
Yeah, he's
So,
flanked.
missed.
You got a 23. It's a miss.
Okay.
By 2.
All right, I'll do it again.
Okay.
Well, at least my deception bought us around.
That's a miss with your penalty for non-lethal. Whether it's -2 or -4.
You could also maybe grappled him.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna grab him now.
Well, it's still a miss. If we take this roll you just made, it's a miss.
No, for my third action, I will grapple him.
Okay, 1 attack, 1 miss. 1 attack, 1 miss. You got 1 more.
Go.
Nope, there's a miss. You failed. So you're struggling to get a grip on him. He's struggling and fighting back. He knows you're trying to finish him off. And you're done. Lyra. You're not sure what to make of
Alright.
this. Bellafor's getting a little aggressive here.
Lyra's going to attempt and grapple.
Oh, so you're going to join in the fun too. Okay. Go ahead.
Alright, so let's see.
I'm gonna refresh. There's 2 of me on the screen.
There is. Okay.
31.
You're successful. You get a really good grip on him. You're holding him down tight. He is grabbed. So if he does try to resist, at least he's not going to be able to move.
Battlethor, let go. I got him.
Pull him away from that lever. Don't let him pull it.
You could do that. You could take a step while pulling him. I'll let you do that. You could pull him away from the lever so it's not within reach.
Yeah,
Of
she's
him?
gonna grab she's gonna have her grip on him, then she's gonna move up towards Cypher. Still grabbing a hold of him.
How about like that?
That works.
You're probably in the same space, actually, but that'll work. Alright, so you're done. Karma, you hear the scuffle up ahead. You hear curse words being thrown around. You hear Cypher speaking out loud and bold.
Okay.
Calling for the creature to surrender.
I'm gonna use an action to move here. Yeah, it's not letting me move my token.
I got.
Thank you. Why is it doing that? And then I'm gonna look to Mershon, and I'm gonna say, if this takes an action, that's fine. The fight's over. No one's trying to kill you anymore. We're just worried you're gonna pull the lever. Stand down and let me heal you.
Okay. Cypher, back to you.
Yeah, I stand between Lofter and Mershon. I quick draw my whip and I whip him! Non-lethal! Which it does have the non-lethal trait.
Oh. Its damage is non-lethal?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Let me draw that and give it a strike. 26.
You just hit, avoiding Lyra. Go ahead and roll your damage. Ah!
4.
4 points damage.
Non-lethal.
Yeah, so it won't kill him. Okay, so he took some damage. He looks bad off. He's still struggling and resisting. And then we'll go to the next round, which is Bjorn.
I still have an action.
Oh, go for it. Go for it. Lash him again.
Oop, I didn't mean to move that. Oh well.
You heard me say everybody's gone quite.
Yeah, I guess I will. I was hoping I had that calm spell, but that was Althea.
Mm-hmm.
I'll strike again. Hero pointing that strike. Because why not? It's the same exact thing. I feel like every time I re-roll too soon from my original roll, I get the same thing.
Let's see if it's a critical miss. I think it is. In that case, let's see. Layra, you just pull away from almost being hit by this whip. It almost catches you. You notice that. Layra. She almost hit you. It was almost
Now
like
she just thinks
intentionally
I'm being
tried to hit you.
sloppy.
Yeah. Bjorn, what do you do?
Bjorn's gonna sigh. How much for a
Yes.
peaceful duel?
Lyra's just gonna say, can somebody knock this guy out?
That's what he's gonna try to do. With the pommel of his longsword, so this will be non-lethal.
Okay.
It's gonna be 33.
All right, you hit, and that is going to... It's not critical.
That's gonna be 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. And he falls unconscious. He stops squirming and resisting. He's still alive. He's not dead, he's just unconscious. All right.
Yeah.
Alright.
So sorry, I got up for a moment. Did you guys kill it while I was gone?
Oh, yeah, it's dead. It's
No,
cut right in
no.
half. Bjorn, come up and cut its
Wait.
head right off.
Wait, the guy's unconscious, correct?
He's unconscious,
No,
he's
he's
not
dead.
dead.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
shit.
I'm
Oh,
gullible, so you
shit.
can't tell me that.
No, he's just unconscious.
Lyra's gonna look at the guy, and then realization's gonna hit her, and she's gonna look at the door that has the gap on it, and seeing if she's gonna try and pull him away from the door so he doesn't get grabbed by the claw, possibly. If we're still in the turn.
All right, I'm just setting it up here. He's unconscious.
Uh,
So we're out of combat at this stage. So all the commotion ends. The last thing you hear is a cracking of a whip and Bjorn mumbling to himself as they all steps into the room and lays down one final blow on this guy. And then he goes limp.
As soon as that happens, Lyra is immediately going to drag the guy out into the other room because with him going limp, his limbs could be spread out and the claw might be trying to reach for him, so she's going to drag him out of there.
Whereabouts? Back
That'll
in
work.
there?
That'll work.
All right, no problem. Everybody shuffles out of the way, I guess, as you pull him into the hallway beyond, well away from the lever.
Uh-oh. I gotta refresh because there's two of me now.
All right. What do you guys do?
All right, we have two options. We could tie him up and leave him here, or we could take him into the bar up there and say, "Who is this guy? Tried to kill us."
I say he comes with us, but we also tie him up. He seems like a really slippery fellow. The way he slipped right past all of us, I don't want him going anywhere.
You want to bring him with us?
Yeah.
And do what?
I don't know.
Use him as a bargaining chip or something?
I don't trust him.
Perhaps I think we should bring him to his opponent. Maybe he's been giving this person a really hard time, and they'll be grateful that he's been knocked out.
Yeah, take him to the bar.
Yeah, let's take him to the bar.
Before they start moving, Lyra's gonna remove the metal around his neck.
Oh yeah. Let me check that out. Everybody gets a hero point for that. Cypher, you get an extra hero point. So you get 2 from that combat. That was really well done.
Yeah. I worked the whip into it.
You did.
Somehow.
Can I suggest maybe if we're looking to try to get information from the guy, we tie him up with some rope and then we wake him up and do that thing?
Or couldn't we? I mean, situations, resolved. We can do whatever we want with him now.
Well, if you really wanted to question him, it might be a good idea, to tie him up. Tie him to one of the overturned tables. And then, while we're waiting for him to wake up, the two of you, and she points to Bjorn and Lofter. Not Lofter, wow, I'm going way back. Totally different person, too. Valifor. And you guys heal up while we wait for him to wake up.
If you look in your inventory, Lyra, you'll see you have that little medallion from his neck. It's in your inventory.
Listening to them, Lyra is going to then drag this guy into the one room and flop him on the table then.
Which room? North or south?
South.
Cypher's going to join you, and she's going to tie him to the table. I'm pretty confident in my knot skills. Watch this. Take some rope.
What is that called? Immobilized?
I want to say yes.
Well, that's what he is. What isn't there one worse than that? What the heck is it called?
There's restrained.
That's it, restrained. That's what we want.
I think that's it, because that's basically saying you're tied.
All right, you flop him on the table. Cypher begins to apply ropes, I guess you have.
Yeah.
And tie up his feet and his hands. Get him nice and secure. Maybe she's even tying him to the table, even. So you gotta get him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
He's bound to that guy. Yikes. Cypher knows what she's doing. No chances. Okay, so he looks pretty secure. He'll have to make thievery checks to try and break those bonds. We'll leave it at that for now. Against your thievery DC. But we'll see what happens. Okay, what are you guys doing?
Balfour wants to take a look around the sauna room. I'll need some light.
Yeah, I'll go with you. So we're going into the sauna room, Fritz.
what are you doing in there?
I'm gonna search the room,
Be specific.
looking at the fire pit, the step, the benches, just see if I see anything unusual.
How about you, Bjorn?
Bjorn is actually going to pay really close attention to the benches, see if there's anything under them, see if there's anything behind them, see if there's any like hidden switches and stuff. Yeah,
Alright.
see if he can find anything of use.
Alright, so you're kind of poking around. No checks necessary. Bjorn, you find it almost immediately. But under one of the benches in the north, there looks like there's a little stash of items that you find. Let me see, is it in a bag or something? What is this? Yeah, you find a little sack tied at the top. It's got something in it. There's a bunch of things in it. As you pull it out and take a peek, I'm just going to reveal this. Plunk, there you go. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Alright. Just gotta make sure I don't have to mystify anything. So there you go. You can tell you guys can click on that now. There's some things in there.
Bjorn will pull this bag up underneath from the railing, and he'll open it and he'll give a yell. I think once he stands here, Karma's the only one he can see, so he will yell to Karma, "Find a bag of goodies up here."
For you, Valafor, go ahead and make a blind perception check for him.
On its way.
Valafor, you're messing around near the bowl. It's really hot, and you find out how hot it is because at the last minute, as you look underneath it, it tips over and falls on top of your bare flesh. Tss. You're gonna take... Oops, what happened? What happened here? Well, let me roll this manually. You're going to take D6. You're going to take 2 points of fire damage. And it topples to the floor.
Hey Bjorn, guess what? This is hot.
Indeed. Come here. Let me tend to your wounds. And while they're doing that, Bjorn will patch up Valafor.
Okay. All right, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little intermission here. You guys will take care of all the healing offline, gather in the room, do the healing and all that. So, folks, we're going to take an intermission, and we'll be right back, and we're going to see what these guys do next, the companions, as they've made some discoveries. So, folks, stay tuned. All right, here we are, part 2 to our session tonight, episode 72. Part 2, 72. Okay, let's pick up where we left off. Just had a big combat here in the saunas, in what seems to be a training grounds, an arena area of dark creatures. The companions successfully dealt with this strange humanoid-like creature whose flesh seems to be chameleon-like, blending in with its surroundings. Very agile, very skilled. But companions managed to subdue him. And they now have him captive, tied up in one of the rooms on a table, with some elven silk ropes, perhaps, binding him. So, let's see what the companions do next. Okay, you guys, you're gathered here. What's up?
Can you get him ready for transport? We should take him back to the tavern. See if we can deliver this care package, if we dare call him that.
He's all tied up, but we might need a bit of strength to get him over there. I don't know if I can carry him myself.
Indeed.
Alrighty then.
I got it.
Well, before you sling him, I'll pull security.
Okay.
Sorry
gonna
for
take him up.
way to the tower. Tavern.
You bringing the guy with you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna grab him. The Valfor has this creature slung over his shoulder. Valfor, I'll put you out there.
I'll just make him invisible. You guys
Yeah, we
move
got
where you're
Cypher
going.
leading. Gonna hold up there and make sure everybody gets out.
And I'm frozen.
I'll move you, Dizzy, if you need it. Oh. I'm moving Karma, too.
Yeah, I was having trouble with my character moving.
It's been all night. Been real glitchy tonight for some reason.
Is it?
Yeah, I just noticed since coming back from the break, it's been a little slow.
Alright, Cypher, on you.
Alright. And it begins.
Okay, buy it.
Alright, Cypher opens the door at the top of the stairs.
There's a good half a dozen patrons in here that you see, and all eyes immediately fall upon the doorway that Cypher now stands within. The room is dark, except for a glow towards where the barkeep would be. You also see a large creature at the bar. And they all look in your direction, and silence erupts.
Cypher, I hope you know what you're doing.
I don't
Valpor's-
recognize these people, they say in common, and undercommon you can hear the voices. Who are they? I've seen them before. They're with the others, the friend, the band. All eyes are cautiously watching every move you make as you enter. Are your weapons drawn?
No, mine aren't.
Yeah, Valfor just has the body on his shoulder, which he puts on the table in front of him.
Bjorn's weapons are sheathed, but he does have his shield up.
Upon entering and hearing these little whispers, Cypher kind of announces to the room, because there's no way they're not looking in that direction, especially since they are bringing in this light. She says, "Quick! We need to know the owner of the establishment." That's it.
This guy here wants to have a word with him.
We have the champion, and he has requested the audience of this owner.
Wow.
Not even using deceit. This is all the truth.
Oh, you speak of Versace, the owner of this place. He must be in the back room. Who is this you bring in? And they look at the body you're carrying.
It's Mershon, the champion.
They all kind of take a step back, although I'm moving some of them forward. It's the fighter Mershon. What do, Bjorn? Do you pop him down on a table, or Valifor, or you just continue to hold him on your shoulder?
No, I'm going to put him on the table.
Okay. He's all tied up, bound, beaten, wounded. He's still unconscious, and his body limply just lays there, and they all kind of fall back. What have you done to him?
He fell down the stairs.
Make a deception roll.
28.
28. Let's, out of curiosity, let's see what the...
With the big one, thanks.
All right, they seem to believe you, Cypher. They seem to believe you. Oh, that was a terrible fall. What a terrible thing.
Yes, we found him lying there, but as he was falling, he said he was trying to get the audience of Versace?
Versace?
That is what I heard.
Versace.
And then he got tangled up in this rope. I don't know what happened.
You did what on Wasabi? Who he what?
The organizer of this tavern. Yes, we bound him for his own protection, kind of like a sling, so he wouldn't further injure himself. Very easily undone, do not worry. Alright, if nobody stops to question further, they said the back room. So, Cypher asks, which door leads to this back room? As I've said, we need to speak with them.
You want to speak with Vishchari. Vishchari. Vischari.
Okay.
Vichari. Sounds good to me. And one of them dashes off to the northern part of the room and disappears through a doorway in the east. As if fetching Versace.
Yes. One of you, we will also be in need of water. We need something to wake up the champion.
Water? We have no water, but perhaps some ale. Some fingers are snapped, and one of them runs over from the bar, carrying two old, terrible-looking steins of sorts, and throws it on
Seems
them.
like a waste, but okay.
And they begin licking up on the floor. One of them starts licking up the spillage, and just then, You see Mercian begin to awake. What happened to me? What did you do to me?
As you ran away, you had a great, terrible trip and you fell. I tried to catch you with my whip.
As she's saying this, Bjorn is going to sort of motion with his shield, and he's trying to put his hand on his longsword hilt, but use the shield to block. That way nobody can see it.
What are you hiding?
I'm hiding, putting a hand on my blade whenever he comes to,
Oh,
in
okay.
case he starts squealing.
All right. My wounds, they're grievous. And he looks like he's about to fall unconscious again. Just then, you hear a door open from the north of the room. And entering, you see this individual.
Oh, party.
Out of the way! What is this? What disturbs my busy work? Is that Mercian? And she kind of looks down at him. Who could have done such a thing? He's a champion in the arena. And her eyes look up towards you. Who are you?
I'm Bjorn.
We are part of the companions that were here before.
And her eyes fall to the elf, Cypher. And you, with the pointed ears, who are you and why are you down here, amongst our kind?
My name's Cypher, and do not think we are too far from, or too different from one another. I also have done a lot of growing and contemplating in places dark.
Dark? You are nothing like me. None of you are like us. Why do you intrude upon us? And they all kind of step back as if they're preparing themselves for some kind of violence that might occur all of a sudden. All the ghouls step back. Voshchari steps forward and looks into the eyes of the elf, as if peering through your soul.
And without fault,
What is your...
Cypher says, we've brought Mercian to fight you. He's not in the best condition, but we'd like to set something up.
Fight? My days of fighting in the arena are long gone. Perhaps I was skilled before, but I do not fight anymore. My business is here at the tavern, awaiting flesh warping. And perhaps that's what you await, too. And she looks at you intently, elf. Are you to be flesh warped as well?
I'm gonna do it. I've already been flesh warped.
All right, give
This
me a
is
deception.
it, guys. This 28. Just gonna go with that. I do have hero points, so I could try to roll it. You know what? I think I'll roll it. Yeah. Would you like this blind?
Blind. This is going to be difficult because there's no evidence of any flesh warping on your body.
I say it's all underneath the cloth.
You say you're flesh warped, you do. It makes me wonder what is so warped about you. You look normal to me, but something tells me you hide something. What is under your cloaks? An extra arm, perhaps an appendage, or a mouth on your chest? I'm curious.
In time, you will find out yourself. As you said, you are awaiting the flesh warp. I don't want to give too much away. It may ruin the surprise for you.
Surprise?
Quite
Perhaps.
joyous.
Perhaps it will. What do you want here anyway? You bring his body here for some reason I don't know, and you... Why do I need to be here?
Cypher just turns to the rest of the party like,
Well, before he
Ugh.
fell down the steps, he was looking for you. He said he wanted to have a 1v1.
Pah! Of course he did, perhaps when I was a fighter.
you would not entertain his ideas?
What do you think? I couldn't be bothered with such trifles. Take him away back to his bath, wherever you found him. I can't be bothered with this. And she looks back to you, Elf, and she begins to sniff. I am curious about you, Elf. But I must be gone, as you should as well. She turns to leave.
As she does so, Bjorn's gonna kind of whisper to Cypher, "We can make an arrangement. We can bribe her if we have to.
Bribe her with what?
Go."
Cypher like kind of just glances around the room like, is that even the type of currency they use here? Perhaps the things... And then Cypher responds back to Bjorn. Maybe she'd have an interest in some of those items that we picked up. Mercian's dagger and that bracelet. We could come to an arrangement with that.
Are you whispering?
Yeah.
All right.
Indeed, let's give it a try.
Alright, well, I don't have these items upon me. Maybe Karma can do some finagling and haggling. And then Cypher looks at Karma.
I can give the items to you for sure, but what will it cost you to jump back in the ring one last time?
You say this as she's leaving?
I do.
I cannot be bought like some mercenary. This is my business now. Go away and don't disturb me. You have nothing I want.
Do you not wish to make money as a entrepreneur that you are?
Money? Do you think we use money here? Do you think
What
money
is
matters to us? You have her attention, Karma, and she begins to walk back.
What is valuable to you? What can we do to make it worth your while?
I have to think about that one. Give me a... Give me a... Just give me a diplomacy check. Make this blind. Since you're joining the fray of the conversation, let's see what you... How
That's
much...
the one under skills, right there?
Yeah, skills, diplomacy,
Private? Blind?
blind. Oops. Okay. Let me look here.
Gotcha, Kyle.
Like I said, there is nothing you have that I want, and I don't deal in surface coins, treasures that you might find valuable. But perhaps you can help me identify something. Yes. And all of a sudden, when she says that, all the ghouls closest to her, they all begin to rub their hands together like, yes, 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 like as if they know what she's talking about. Below there are evil demons. Terrible beings. Servants of Belcora, for sure. They don't enjoy the flesh warping like we do. There was someone by the name of Clovis. He is much like myself in appearance. Clovis is a friend of mine. He dwells amongst the demons below. If you could find him and tell him, or better yet, give him something from me. I will be right back. You will stay, yes?
Yes, we'll stay.
And she goes off and disappears into the back room from whence she came. A few minutes go by before she returns. She hands over this strange pin. It's silver, very tarnished. Karma, you don't sense magic. But this pin, it looks like it's aged, it's well worn. It has the image of both a snake and a skull. The snake is wrapped around and inside the eyes of the skull. And it's a little brooch, you put it on your cloak or something like that. You will give this to Clovis. It is he will know its meaning. Yes, give this to him. And if he gives you something in return to bring back to me, I know that you delivered the brooch. If not, I know that you have failed me. Do that for me. Your reward will be obvious once you give this to him, of which I will say no more. Yes, that's what you can do for me.
I agree to this, and I look to the group. Will you also agree?
I think it's time to descend into the prison.
Yep, and find this character.
So,
Simply nod. Yes.
so go ahead and write that down. Clovis, brooch, snake skull. Reward will be obvious upon giving it to him. If you find him, he dwells below, somewhere below, maybe immediately below, maybe deeper down. Clovis looks just like her. Vishchari. Go ahead.
Do you know of a quicker way for us to descend to the level below?
Perhaps down the steps that you came. I do not know. I do not go down below. Dangerous. Dangerous indeed. We are in agreement. And now I must get back to my work. I have a tavern to run and dispose of this Mershan, as you call him. I don't want him in my establishment anymore. And she begins to walk off towards the door.
How many?
So somebody make a journal entry or create an item. That's if you can create items. I don't know if you guys can. I can. Make a note that somebody has this pin, this brooch. Karma, I think you have it.
Okay.
If you can make an item, do that. Otherwise, I'll make one for you. Snake skull brooch. Okay. And she disappears. And the unconscious body of Mershan lies on the table once again. The ghouls,
We'll pick him up.
the ghouls start going back to their tables, keeping an eye on you, but going back to their tables.
I know of one entrance to the prisons that's close by. Lyra, you know of what I'm speaking as well.
She nods in turn.
Why don't I accompany Valapor? We'll take him back down to the sauna. You three can start heading for that entrance, and we'll meet you there.
All right.
Let's do it.
Or you can simply linger while Valapor and I take him. We will only be gone but a moment.
I say we stay here until you get finished tracking him down, and then we'll all go.
Just follow behind us.
Very
So,
well.
what-
Valapor slinging.
We're
Basically,
gonna take him back.
take him back. Yeah,
Okay, where are you going to leave his body?
and the sauna room.
Yeah, let's put him back where we found him.
Is anybody
Literally.
is anybody against me giving him first aid before we leave, or do you think it'll cause problems?
I wouldn't wake him up. Let him sleep.
I mean, I'm not opposed if you wanted to try it on him.
Yeah, but you
You're
might
a
want to
cleric.
double check that you're not going to hurt him instead.
You're a cleric.
I don't think he was undead, but
Well, I can use bandages, right? And that's not magical. So if I use bandages, it shouldn't hurt undead, just in case, right?
What's your alignment?
Am I lawful good?
Yeah, you would be somebody who would probably go out of their way to heal somebody like him, and even taking his unbinding him as well, if you felt he wasn't a threat.
Yes.
oh yeah,
I
I'd
could
be
see
okay
you
with
doing that.
unbinding him too if we leave him there. Like, yeah.
All right, he's still unconscious. If you want to give him a heal or apply some bandages, go ahead and make your medicine roll, whatever you choose.
I do. Can we wait until we get him back in the sauna room?
He's in the sauna room now. We're
Gotcha. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'll use the first aid. He's still tied up at the first aid though. It's 2d8, right? I keep
Yep.
forgetting.
2d8 plus 10.
tell me what you rolled.
So a 14 heal on Mershon.
All right. And the power of Iamode. Or no, you're doing a medicine check?
Yes.
Okay, no power of Iamode. You wrap him in bandages and tend to his wounds, and you can hear him moaning, oh, thank you.
Of course. I'd like to untie you. Will you stay still while I untie you and finish bandaging you up?
1 second. Where are the rest of you? Just-
Hero's in there with her, because Valapor and me brought him down.
All right, so you're all in there, or just...
There
No,
would
I'm
be
gonna
outside.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do that. And he pulls himself against the sauna bench and goes quiet, as if he's contemplating. Leave me be! Okay, now what?
We will head lower to fulfill a task that will allow us to set up a fight between you and Vishari. Bishari. But you have to stay here for now.
Wonderful. That's all he says.
Finish untying him, healing him up, finishing the job. Sleep. And once that's done, with Bjorn, I'll.
And once Karma leaves, then Bjorn will be the last one out. He'll look to Martian. Put up a good fight. Just words to the wise. Maybe next time, don't offer a duel to someone like me.
He looks up at you. And in a flash, suddenly you see him leap straight up into the air. And he disappears. You don't see where he lands. You look up to the ceiling, which is a good 15 feet in this sauna. You can't see anything. Make a blind perception roll. As he begins to cackle and laugh at you.
Happy trails, friend.
You hear him cackle. You can't tell where it's coming from. Shut the door? Or do you close the curtain?
I will close the curtain and extract back outside. And then I'll shut that door behind me. We'll have to go back to the tavern. Once you go through the tavern, go to the right. Left. Should be able to enter the long chamber where the previous companions. One was felled. There's a double set of steps leading down that descend into the next level. Are we prepared for this? Spells are all set.
Sorry, I said something, but I wasn't sure. I'm down to.
Let's proceed.
Yes.
What was that, Carm? Like you were breaking in and out?
Sorry. I said I'm down 2 heals out of my. But other than that, I have.
Very well. Let us go.
Strange knocking on the door behind you, Bjorn.
Yeah.
Yes, hello?
On our window.
Yeah, Fred, but where I'm wanting to go is here.
And there you are, like magic.
Bjorn will slowly walk over.
So you've been in this chamber before. You fought this creature, which seems to be decomposing quite rapidly. It stinks. It's horrible smell in this room. In fact, everybody make a fortitude save to keep from getting sickened 1. It is disgusting. And as you pass by where Bjorn is traveling, that's where the body's... You're almost on top of it, in fact, where you're walking. But you see something very disturbing. You see what looks like an arm, not attached to the creature at all. And to those that might have known Cassandra, you will recognize certain markings and the wraps that she wore on her hand. All that's left is an arm. And bits and pieces of what seems to be her clothing. The creature was consuming her body. Let's check these savings throws.
I'm going to use a hero point to redo mine.
Okay. Yeah, these can be public. You're all pretty good. You're all pretty good. You hold it in.
Prince.
Cypher got a 16. Karma got a 16. Both of you are sickened 1 as you begin to gag from the sight that Bjorn has led you to.
You know, can I use a hero point?
You can.
Yeah.
You'll be sickened 1 otherwise. You need a 20 or less. Or a 20 or greater, sorry. Okay, Cypher, you're okay.
Honor principle.
Exactly.
So
Karma, you begin to gag. You're sickened 1.
All right.
Right-click your token and find the sickened condition.
I will certainly do that. Would it be okay if I take some time to remove that sickened condition with my advanced first aid?
Sure.
absolutely.
You could also retch if you want.
And
I don't like throwing up. Nobody likes throwing up, right?
I don't know. I did it on Valvor's shoes once. He wasn't very happy.
Yeah, not ideal.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't talk about that.
But seeing the arm of Cassandra, can I cast my battle prayer on it enough to, maybe like sanctify the remains, or like enough to knock the smell down?
Put it in the chat. All right, give me a religion check. Blind.
Ignore that one.
I have an idea.
1 second, Karma.
Okay, sure.
Go ahead and, as you fall down to your knees, describe what the other characters see as you do this.
Seeing the arm of Cassandra, Bjorn will kneel, long sword in front of him, where he takes the blade in his hand, gripping the handle tight. You see a bright, vibrant, golden glow begin to emanate as he raises his sword to the heavens. The light fades for a moment before you would see it cascading back down over what remains of Cassandra, creature. A small, slight, emotionally sad humming seems to be emanating from it.
What are you trying to achieve?
Sanctify the remains and knock out the smell.
Oh, that's simple enough. So you're calling to your god to bring honor back to this horrible demise of your friend Cassandra. So
Yeah.
with that, calling out to Iomode to show mercy, to bring back the honor, to cleanse this place of this death, I'm going to roll a dice. There's a 1 in 6 chance. This will be public. 1 in 6 chance that something happens in this case. Okay. As soon as the words come from your mouth, you can all feel its Karma, you're about to say something to the group, and as soon as you hear the words and you see Bjorn, he begins to chant words you recognize, litanies of names, past heroes who stood for Iomode. And you know what he's doing. You can feel the presence of Iomode. You, and perhaps you alone, see a glow emanate all around Bjorn. The smell begins to noticeably die down. The rest of you can tell.
I'll clasp my hands together in prayer alongside him. And
for a few moments, a minute or so, this happens. and the rest of you watch. And then silence as Bjorn ends his prayer. So yes, the smell did go down, but that's about it. Give yourself a hero point, Bjorn. Very well played.
After the light fades, Bjorn will sort of stand up for a formal bow to what remains of Cassandra. And without saying a word, he will turn and begin descending down the steps to the next level.
Okay. And you're all following?
I would like to follow him, but may I also use a mask around my that can purify the air as I go?
You can.
Yeah, put me behind Bjorn.
I got you.
Thank you.
And then you're going to begin to enter this very cramped walkway, corridor to the south, and descend.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me bring you guys down to see what you see. Looks like I've got people down here already. Let's get rid of that.
That was part of it.
Let's get rid of that. Let's bring you guys down. What was that? I must have had a combat set up here.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that was. Now, I don't have you in the proper marching order, but this will work. I'll adjust it. You begin to descend. A set of steps, very narrow. After a short distance of maybe 20-25 feet, the area begins to widen out, and a set of steps going to the northwest appears. And as you begin to descend these steps, you find yourself facing, or at the mouth of, a long corridor, maybe 30-40 feet long. There are shackles along the walls. There's scratches and tears like from some large creature or demon. All across the walls. You see three doors at the end of this corridor, two in the east wall, one in the north, which seems to be ajar. Let me put you in the front, Bjorn. So yeah, you guys can move around as you wish, but this is where you are. Let me see if there's something to read to you. A long hallway stretching north to south ends in a staircase at the southern end that branches left and right. The north and east walls each have a door with a small sliding window. A raised portcullis. Am I reading the right thing? A raised portcullis at the northeastern end here has metal points crusted with dried blood. I don't remember that.
I don't either.
One of these doors is actually a portcullis. Oh, I think it's this one right here. Yeah, I could see it now. That's actually a portcullis.
Oh, that's where, if you remember, Bjorn had the intervention with the captured lady.
You had to lift that up, if I recall.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I did.
I remember.
Valfor helped me.
Well, it's down at the moment.
No worries, Jess. We got you.
do you do?
Bjorn will go on the march with Valifor, and as they get to this other door, Bjorn will look inside. Since this is a portcullis, I imagine it's open, where you could see through it. And Bjorn's going to look to see if he can see that woman from the last time.
That's not the door. The door you're talking about is down here.
Yep.
If you want to peek into there, you can do so.
Yeah, Bjorn will. Valifor will keep moving up to the doors. He's been here before.
You see the dangling chains. You see dried blood on the floor.
Hope she made it out.
Dust and cobwebs cover this room to the north as Labor peers in. Doesn't look like anything has looked in here in a long time. It's very small and cramped, just an empty room.
Lyra's gaze is going to turn towards the east door that Valthor and Bjorn stand in front of, and she's just gripping her sword with both hands. The knuckles are bone white.
What was that?
Yeah, Bjorn's gonna look to the rest of the group. Be ready for battle. They were greeting us the last time. Let's make sure we greet them this time. He'll motion to Valifor, who will open the door.
A raised portcullis. Oh, it's raised. Northeastern end. Alright, so that's raised, that portcullis. Okay, I get it. Right here. Into this chamber. I thought I remember somebody lifting it or something. I guess I was wrong. Alright, so where are you going? You going under the portcullis?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead, move in there. See what's going on. I think the doors are open. They shouldn't be, but now they are. Get up there, Cypher.
Bjorn's gonna motion down to these doors here. I don't know if y'all see that. Bjorn's gonna motion down there, and he's gonna point out the previous engagement. Whenever somebody tripped this alarm, well, I ran down there to find cover. I opened the door, and there was a multitude of creatures down there waiting.
So
for
what
us.
you see as you peer into this chamber, you see this glowing red orb at the center of this chamber. It's like a hexagonal room. It's a large octagonal pyramid and has 4 exits on opposite walls. Bright blood red light shines down from the top of this pyramid in a perfect circle on the floor. Now, Lyra, you've been here before, fascinated by the light. You were drawn to it and frozen as you touched. You remember the horror of the battle and the creatures that appeared. Bjorn goes on to describe the situation there. In the south, beyond those doors, was creatures large I've never seen before. Some type of demon-like creature. We must be cautious. We must be careful not to step into the light. All right? So that's the setting.
Bjorn will slowly step into the room. He's trying to not get too close to that red light. He's actually going up north.
Okay, you step into the room, pressing your back against the wall. You're now at the northern exits. A pair of double doors are before you, Bjorn.
And he'll motion for the others to join him up there.
Lyra will motion Carmen Cypher before her.
Alright.
Karma, as you step into the room, you feel the presence of evil in here. It's almost overwhelming. You actually pause as soon as you cross the portal and your first foot falls into this chamber. There is no honor here. This is utter evil. And you feel it emanating from that central glow.
There is evil in here. Disgusting.
A lot of evil.
And Lara, as a follower of Desna, you feel almost drawn like a butterfly to this flame that lies in the center of this room. But you too feel the utter evil of this chamber. It fascinates you. But you know it's wrong, you know it's evil, you know darkness lies within. Cypher, you're not bothered by it.
Yeah.
You just step right in there.
Bjorn will take a listen at the northern door.
Blind perception.
Yes, sir. It's on its way.
Anyone else wants to make a perception or recall knowledge, now's the time to do it.
You said blind perception?
Mm-hmm. You hear nothing, Bjorn. Dead silence. Only the pulse you can feel vibrating on your feet in this room. The pulse of that glow behind you. It's almost like a heartbeat slowly fading in and out. Lara, Cypher. You sense nothing else in this room.
Are we ready to push on?
Time for a die roll. What do you do, Bjorn? You're at the door. Do you push it in? Do you peek inside? What do you do?
We'll peek inside. Then I will open it fully. So I see that it's clear of enemies. And I will step inside. Valfort will open the other door.
An empty corridor, at the end of which is another set of double doors.
Stay close, Tom. I don't want to lose anyone here.
Okay, I'll come closer.
Trying to walk around
Continue.
to catch up.
How are you moving into the room, Cypher? Are you stepping into the light?
Me?
Because your token entered the light.
That was because I was just trying to catch up to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, good question. I wasn't really affected by the light. Yeah, no, I'm gonna walk around it.
Okay. Continue.
Lyra's gonna slowly catch up to everybody else while she's keeping on looking at the light.
Did you see her cut through the light, Kyle?
I did, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I was
Over
like,
and
oh, I
again.
probably should have hit the space bar to do my movement around it. But it was already auto moving.
Oh, we've been there before.
Good fun. Okay, Lyra, you're pressing against the wall tightly, avoiding it, fascinated by it, but still. All right, so you've gathered in this middle of this hallway now. Everything seems okay. Everything seems nifty.
Bjorn and Valor will go deeper into the hallway, letting everybody actually get in and get away from the light and its effects.
The light. Come to the light. Oh, man. What is happening? What do you do?
I'm gonna march up to the other door and
Kick it in? Make a perception roll?
yeah, I'm gonna take a
Check for traps? Alright, give me a blind perception.
trying to be overly cautious here.
You are. You
Nope,
definitely
that
are
wasn't blind.
tonight.
That was not blind.
And let's see what you get. Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-ba. You hear a distant scream. It sounds very distant. It sounds human.
As I hear the scream, Longsword comes out. Everybody would be able to notice that Bjorn heard something that was, he heard something. I heard a scream further up ahead. It was distant. It sounded human to me. Someone might be in need of our aid.
Valafor is gripping his axe tightly. We cannot delay. Someone is in need. And he immediately kicks the door in front of him.
Right?
And he steps through the portal into the chamber.
Bjorn will open the other one and step in with him.
You quickly follow behind. Okay, I got two things here. Let me see. Let me click on you and see what you actually see. All right. Okay. Let me read this. Hold on. I don't know why it's describing stairs. I don't see stairs. Where is stairs? Yeah, what the hell is it talking about here? Spiral staircase. Oh, To the east, as you step into the chamber, you see what looks like a large, round room in the distance, maybe 30 feet away. You can see that there's wide passages leading from that circular room.
Bjorn will head down in that direction. Valafor will go to the other doors and take a listen.
The west passage features the most impressive of these doors, which are 15 feet high and inscribed with a blazing pentagram. That's this over here. It's a door. Trying to to see what it's describing. Yeah, that's over here. Now, Bjorn, where you see this large circular room, peering into it, it somehow looks familiar. You see blood stains or ichor or something on the floor, but no body, no carcass. You see spiral stairs here and here that seem to go upwards. I believe they both go up. Let me double check that. No, this one here actually goes down. The one closest to you. There's a set of spiral stairs going deeper underground. As you look up, you can see how those spiral stairs continue on. Almost as far as you can see.
And Bjorn will relay that information to the group about the stairs.
And to the west, where Valifor is, you see a large... It looks like a huge, thick stone door and has a pentagram drawn on it. Some evil, demonic inscriptions, perhaps. There's also a set of double doors right to the north where Valifor is currently standing. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, Valifor's going to listen.
Okay, blind perception.
Already did it.
You hear strange... Valifor hears strange moaning. And another scream. That fades into a whimper.
Valifor will relay that as well, and Bjorn will come back. Someone's screaming up ahead. There's also two sets of staircases off to the right, one leading down, one leading up.
And what are the rest of you doing in the corridor?
Keeping quiet, staying back. I've never seen anything quite like this.
Yes, right here, this wall here is actually a large stone door.
Was I still detecting magic?
Oh, you sense it. You feel it.
Can I get a closer look at the door?
You can.
Do you want me to roll perception or some sort of ability that will give me more information about the magic on the door?
Give me an arcana.
Okay. Let's see.
Recall knowledge as you look at the runes and inscriptions of this large stone door. You reach out to touch it, Karma, to better understand the carvings. They're hard to see. This is a magical barrier, not a mere stone door. This is a magical barrier. You would need magic to get through this wall.
May I possibly attempt to dispel magic?
Go for it. You unravel the magic behind a spell or effect. Attempt a counteract check. Boy, I hate counteract rules. Against the target. If you successfully counteract a magic item, the item becomes mundane item for 10 minutes. This doesn't change the item's magical properties. Go for it. Just make the roll. Click counteract.
Got it.
Your spell level is 2. Dismal failure.
Really? On a 20? I'm surprised. That's amazing. Can I... wow. Can I use a hero point? I guess?
Well, you already got the highest you got.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's the highest you can get.
I was thinking maybe it was supposed to be a low roll, but that was... Maybe I'm just too new at the game. If it doesn't get better than that, then I guess there's just no way to spell it.
So what happens here is that you're trying to counteract a magical effect or spell that's in place. Now, the fact that you rolled scored a 33 reveals to you, the player, that whatever that is, it's a very high magical spell.
Gotcha.
You would need more than a 33 or a critical success. Like, let's just say for argument, a 33 was a failure.
Yeah.
The fact that you rolled a 20 makes it 1 better, so it becomes success. But even that doesn't change the situation. Whatever magic is behind this barrier, it's nothing that you can get rid of with a simple level 2 dispel.
Gotcha. Said there were runes on the...
There's runes on it, which you identify as being very demonic.
Demonic.
Servants of Asmodeus, perhaps. Who can say? Yeah, it's pretty sinister.
Can I do a recall knowledge of this, maybe?
Karma did. You can also do so.
Okay.
Arcana.
Gonna use religion.
Arcana. All right,
Arcana?
you want to try and find out something to do with the religion?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
we
gonna
can
try.
go with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try something with religion.
Any of the magical traditions.
And you want this blind, right?
Yes, it should be blind.
That should have been blind.
I got it. That's blind. Looks demonic.
I'll turn to the group and ask any...
You make note that Asmodeus' symbol, holy symbol, is the pentagram.
Gonna give it one more try.
You don't learn anything else. It's a magical barrier. You agree with Karma. No simple magic will be able to get you beyond this portal. Or just magic, I should say. But it blocks your path to the west.
Alright. So there's... I just want to... That it's... And the door has writing on it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if nobody can read the writing...
All Valifor has is Draconic. All I've got is Undercommon.
I have a question about the game. Is there a way to pick... like, through bubbling, or... anything like that?
Say that again, you cut out.
So, sorry. I was just curious about the game, as if there were a way to pick up more languages as...
Uh, there, there's a few ways you can get some languages. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I was just curious if there were a way to pick up more languages.
Yeah,
bubbly
actually,
or-
actually, there is a spell, understand language, that is a divine. I think it's a divine spell.
Oh, yeah.
So that you can take next preparation. So the next time we do a long rest, you could switch out one of your spells.
Oh.
Additionally, when we went up to level 5, so I think in the future it'd be level 10, you can increase your intelligence score and you automatically gain another language.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so there are a few different ways, and I'm sure there's other ways. Oh, wait. Sorry for screaming into the mic. Alright, never mind. That's not what I thought it was. I had an item, but it's not. It's something else. There are magical items that may allow you to speak certain languages and understand them. Anyways, continue.
Gotcha, already.
And as these two look at the wall and the barrier and discuss languages and ways of improving our skills to get beyond this barrier, you hear a loud crack, almost like it was from a whip, and it's off in the distance, down this direction.
I'll turn around.
I'm half tempted to take mine out and whip it back.
Whip
You
off.
You are.
He has
I
a
mean,
whip
you would
off
be.
for. Oh, you think you're better than me? Who would you? No, but that does catch. If Cypher hears it, it definitely catches her attention. Oh, I recognize that sound. Did anybody else hear the sound of a whip?
Indeed.
It sounded like a whip. What do you do? Because as you stand here, I'm marking off time.
Valvor's going to open these doors because he's pretty sure that he heard somebody screaming up here. So Valvor and Bjorn's going to open these northern doors.
Let me mark off an hour. You see another long passageway. And Cypher, you not only hear the crack of a whip, but you hear something issuing orders. And it's quite loud. In fact, all of you can hear this. And it's coming from this direction here.
Yeah, Bjorn and Valvor's going to move over. We're going to form up.
Leaving the doors open behind you. You head for the east. Okay.
Well, it sounds like it's right on top of us.
Yeah, it's coming from the north, this direction here. Let's see, that corridor there. What is that? Okay, so you briefly open that door. And did you close it?
Which ones?
The ones in the north, the ones you just opened.
I could say that Valvor closed them before we moved over.
Alright, so whatever you saw, you saw. Okay. Just want to see if you alerted anything. Okay. Now what?
Well, Valvor's going to start moving down the hallway. I mean, we know there's something loud and proud, barking orders somewhere around here.
You step into the chamber here, you see the stairwells to the south and southwest. And as you draw nearer to this room, you hear the sound coming from this direction. It sounds like there's a lot of movement coming from that direction. If you'd like to use stealth and peek or send off a message, that's what you would do in this case. You just don't have to keep moving forward blindly. Be a little bit descriptive in how you're doing this. If you're trying to be sneaky, go ahead and use stealth. Describe yourself pressed against the wall and in the shadows as much as you can. Remember that you have a glowing shield. Stealth is not your forte. Maybe Cypher could run up and look up in that direction while the rest of you hang back.
And Dave, Bjorn's going to actually tuck back, and he's going to let Cypher go ahead, and he's going to tell her a lot of footfalls coming from the northern area. See what you can see, but don't wander too far.
Sure, send the light-footed elf in the front.
The rogue scout. Come on, Bard. Know your role.
Alright, so Cypher's going to kind of tiptoe her way to the top or to the northern side of this chamber.
Give me stealth roll before you move. If you're trying to be stealthy. There is shadows out of the light that you can hide in. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and move wherever you'd like to move. Alright, right there, hold. As you round the corner, your back pressed tightly against the wall, the shadows are your friend. You not only hear, but you see. Up the corridor, you see what looks like a bunch of those grothlets, but also something else. This creature, in fact, seems to be barking orders. Yes, yes, faster. He speaks, and you understand him. He is speaking in the common tongue. They don't seem to notice you. You have dark vision, you should be able to see up there. Feel free to describe what you see.
I sure can. So, to avoid having to shout back, although I think I do have message, Cypher walks back to the others waiting for her just a few feet away. It says, we may want to proceed with caution on this one. I counted 7 men ahead, or 7 creatures, many of which we've seen before. Those slug-like creature with the tentacles protruding from its head. Yes, that's what they're called. There's 6 of them ahead, and they look to be led by another creature, a demon perhaps, red-skinned and horned, wielding this very deadly-looking glaive or spear.
And it looks like
I'm not sure
like,
diplomacy would get us through this one.
It looks like they're all like he's training them, drilling them perhaps. Like they're going through motions, preparing to fight.
I say we ambush the ambushers. I have an idea. Cypher,
Yes.
you're pretty quiet, but can you be pretty loud if you needed to be?
Absolutely not.
Could you yell?
Not down here, no. Tell me the rest of the plan and maybe I'll agree.
I have caltrops, like we did in the engagement before. can spread caltrops across the area here. I was thinking Valifor and Lyra could be over there, tucked in an ambush, me and Cypher over here. You could sort of get their attention and lure them to us. Or perhaps if you don't wish, then I could.
I could draw their attention if that's what you just need.
Indeed, I need you to draw their attention down here to our caltrops. Once they get to the caltrops, we'll spring the ambush.
Alright, I shall stand in the center, distract them, and then run away?
Yes, just pick a side and run to it.
Well,
So-
if you're going to be on one side, then yes, I'll go to that side.
I will be on the left. Valifor,
Alright, I'll join you.
over there with Lyra on the right. Valifor complies for the moment. He doesn't seem happy about not just charging in.
Make a stealth check. No, actually, no stealth check required. As soon as he steps out into the open, you hear a roar coming from the north. He's been spotted. And at this stage, we go to initiative. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll the initiative, get that all set up, and that'll conclude the session, I think. Because it's already 10:30.
Well, I gave it a try, guys.
It's okay. You got what you wanted. You got their attention.
Can I roll stealth for initiative?
You sure can. I'll also give you all a +1 on this encounter, but initiative, but I don't think it's going to make much difference. So just roll it. You're normal. Barbazo. Barbazo.
Sorry if you're waiting on me, by the way. I'm reloading the page again. Respond.
Would you like me to roll it for you?
Yes, please, if that is possible.
I got you.
Whoops. Okay, let me see here. It's already in an encounter, so I'm not going to get rid of this. Let me back this up to round 1. This must have been
Can
the
I-
previous.
Can I
Go ahead.
re-roll my initiative?
Oh, the hero point.
Yeah, I have one left, so I might as well use it. Better or worse than a 6? Oh, come on! That's alright.
Oof. So what's your initiative now?
17, it was 19.
Okay.
So now 3 more creatures go, or not creatures, but 3 more individuals go before me.
Yeah, I tried that, and I went from a 25 to a 20. So, I feel
I'm
you.
like, what are the chances I'll get less than a 6? It's pretty low. Oh well.
So, in the middle of making your plans, directing Valifor to get to the other side, he immediately gets spotted. Almost freezing in his tracks, you can hear the rustle of these creatures, whatever they are, to the north. They've spotted you, and we're going to pick up the combat from that point. If it turns into a combat, we'll see. Maybe Miss Diplomacy will step forward. Hey, wait a minute, guys. We got bananas. We'll see what happens. But that'll be the start of our next session, so we're going to go into that combat. All right. You guys good with that?
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
All right, folks, we're going to call our thing here and our session, and we're going to be back next week with session 73. This was a good session. Liked it. Wasn't expecting to go to the next level, but we did once again, so I got some prepping to do. We've got a battle to resolve right off the bat. So let's do our shout-outs, or not our shout-outs, but our outros. Kyle?
Yes, sir.
Kyle!
I had fun. I enjoyed it. Was good that we were able to use some diplomacy here and there. 1v1 was kind of... Yeah, I wasn't expecting that kind of creature in there, and a monk no less. So that threw me off. But I enjoyed it. Had fun. We finally got down to the other level, and we're gonna see what kind of metal this drill sergeant's really about. I look forward to giving him a go. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Y'all be safe, have fun, stay awesome, and I'll see y'all on the next one.
Awesome. Did good tonight, Kyle. Awesome. Let's go to Rachel. What'd you think, Rachel?
Yeah. Just the usual trekking along, trying not to die. We'll see how that goes next week. But tonight was good. We had an interesting combat today. We don't always not kill somebody, so I think that's kind of an accomplishment. I'm glad I got to use my whip in a way in the combat. I'm glad I got to use my deception. It's a very powerful thing, but I know it's not always going to be it's not always going to work out that way, so I'll try to use it in the best situations. But yeah, it was good playing with everybody today. I'm glad we are where we are and that we're all alive.
Yep.
And thanks for hosting, Fritz.
As always, you are welcome. And we've got Karma. What'd you think, Karma?
Lots of stuff happened today. We got a whole lot done, and we're already down a whole nother level, so I think that's pretty impressive. So I look forward to seeing what happens next.
Excellent. And Dizzy? Dizzy.
Well, that was definitely interesting. We got further than I was actually hoping. The grappling, I was not expecting to actually get off. I thought I would actually fail that one. But everything went really good tonight, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel.
That's right. Thanks for that, Dizzy. Awesome. And of course, we had Jesse here tonight. He had a good time, I am sure. He'll be back on later for our post-game chat that we usually do for a couple minutes. Yeah, it was good fun. Folks, we're going to be back. 73 is coming up. Is it 73? 73. I'm starting to lose track. But anyway, good fun, good times. There's lots of stuff going on for this next session, so prepare for that as the demons make their appearance once again. Folks, you guys hang in there, because it's only going to get better. Talk to you soon.